feels like the policies have really stabilized in terms of the last few years and the kinds of major items that are being covered. Excuse me. What's an area of cover you really think should be removed, or maybe that you think should be added to a cyber policy?
Oh, I think you're right. The policies have really stabilized, and I think people understand really well what's covered and not covered. The area that I think should be removed from the policy, the cyber policies, is media. So the media cover is responding to claims that really have nothing to do with a security or a privacy interests. You have defamation cover and copyright infringement cover. And these claims are eating up the limits of the policy, and then it's not available for what it was meant to cover, which is the security and privacy risks. So one of the things on media, especially with the defamation cover, you see a lot of competitor lawsuits will throw in disparagement and defamation claims. And those lawsuits, they're expensive to defend because these are between competitors. They want to inflict a lot of damage. And in that context, they're hard to settle and they cost a lot of money. And then that eats up the limit, and you don't have the available cover for an incident that occurs.
That's interesting. I guess because I'm typically so focused on the maybe traditional cyber attack side of things, I hadn't really considered kind of the defamation side of a media policy and how that might be anything cyber related. But that's interesting. Especially competitors doing that to each other.
Yeah, well, I think it was originally added on for the idea of this website content. And they're like, oh, the website content is cyber-ish. And then companies didn't want to have two policies, one for their website content and one for their full media. So they were like, oh, well, let's just make this full media. And now you have like all of their media cover on their cyber policy. And it just, the risks are very different. Just because it's a website, a defamation claim really doesn't have anything to do with what we would think of as a traditional cyber cover.